Welcome, folks, to another episode of Golf Carlitos Way podcast, presented to you by Lombardi Golf, specializing in quality, affordable putters, golf accessories, and apparel. Lombardi Golf. Thank you. Before we start the show, I want to give a huge shout out to my main man, Mike, over at Photo Exposure for this beautiful backdrop. That is my favorite tournament, the Masters, hole 12. This thing is beautiful. It's almost lifelike. He did an amazing job. Amazing job. He also did some t-shirts here for me. All right. But that backdrop, unbelievable. Communication, the work, everything was professional, quick, and just quality. Beautiful. Thank you, Photo Exposure, for that beautiful backdrop. Now, let's get into the show. We're going to talk about a few events that happened just recently. We'll start with the Good Desert Open. Right? These guys, groundbreaking event. I listened to the Mr. Short Game podcast. One, because I enjoy it a lot, and two is because he was there at the event. He was one of the first ones that actually teed off, and he had some really good insight to great things that happened and maybe some things that could have made it better. One of the things that he spoke about was the night event. It kind of made it a little difficult, especially with the weather. Towards the end, it was really cold, and it was really hard to see the true spectrum of the event. I think the next one is being held at French Lick Resort in Indiana, and I think that's a day event. So I think they're gonna look back, make some tweaks, and I think the next event is gonna be even better. But he spoke about some numbers, some really great numbers, and there's no one out there doing this, right? The only comparable event, right, the only thing you can compare it to is the live golf events. They're the only other ones that do live events, and they did a comparison. The round 2 of their most recent event, right, was stacked grouping, right? You had John Rahm, Dustin Johnson, and Bryson DeChambeau. All great players, long hitters. I really enjoyed that round. So that round had, when it went live, they had 25,000, right, viewers during that live round. The Good event had 100,000 viewers during that live event. 4 times a professional golf event. It's crazy. It's crazy where this is heading, where this is going. I mean, this is a big thing, and I'm pretty sure that NBC saw this, saw what could happen, what these guys were doing, and that's the reason why they jumped on board. Now, one of the negatives was the second part being on Peacock, and especially people from out of the United States not being able to have access to it, even though it was played the following day, I believe, on the Good channel on YouTube. But if you wanted to see the part 2 live, you were out of the United States, you couldn't see it. So that's one thing that I don't know if they're gonna fix that, because NBC's running the show there, but that was one of the drawbacks that they were talking about. But in sheer numbers, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, they compared the numbers, right? 24 hours later, the first part of the Good Desert Classic had 859,000 views. Now, Live Golf's best event a year ago was at 840,000 views. I mean, that's nuts. Part 2 of the Good Desert Classic had another 400,000. I mean, this is crazy. And this is just the first event. Imagine when they tweak it and they make some more changes to it. I mean, this thing is groundbreaking. It's a phenomenon, you know. And these guys, man, they're ahead of they're so ahead of the game, man. I can't even imagine uh, what's next for these guys and what, you know, how they're going to do it. But I'm all in, man. I'm loving it. It's something different, you know. It's golf, and you have all these influencers and celebrities, and I I could imagine the next lineup for the event at French Lick, and you know who they're going to have there. I mean, it was great, but some of the criticism was like, if you wanted to see, you know, they kind of really focused on, you know, the main guys, which is, you know, it's rightfully so, right? Most of the people tune in to see Garrett and, you know, Grant, Micah, and the Bryan Bros. So those guys being the main event, I mean, these guys were sitting around waiting, you know, to tee off all the way at the end. So were, you know, the fans that were there waiting for them. So, if you were there waiting to see this grouping, you had to wait a long time. So one of the suggestions that Mr. Short Game made was having, you know, a lift style, uh, you know, uh, setting where you have a shotgun event, you know, where that way everyone is teeing off at the same time. You're pretty much finishing up at the same time, and you get to see all these guys, pretty much a little bit more. You know, the guys that won, you barely saw footage on them, you know, and if you had someone that you really wanted to see, you barely saw the other guys. You know, they're really focused on, you know, the main group. So I think the shotgun event, I think is a cool idea. Doing it during the day, I think is a better idea. I listen. These guys know what they're doing. I'm pretty sure NBC, from what I'm hearing, he says he spoke. Mr. Short Game spoke to Mike Kendrick, and NBC is happy with the numbers that were coming back. So I'm pretty sure they'll tweak it and make this event a lot better. I can't wait. I don't know the date for the French Lick event, but it's something that I'm definitely tuning into to see. Okay, and the other the other event that everyone is talking about, right, is the waste management, right, or what they're calling it now, the wasted management, right? What a shit show, man, and it's crazy. And listen, I don't want anyone saying, oh, well, you know, you jump on the bandwagon and, you know, kill him. Go to episode 3. Okay, this is episode 5. Go to episode 3 where I spoke about the upcoming events, right, that the PGA Tour was having. And one of the things that already was circulating was everyone excited for the, waste management event coming up. And my take on it was the same as it is now, right? It's an okay event. I won't say I'll never visit it, but it's not my thing. You know, like getting wasted and screaming like an idiot and just I don't care for it. It's not my thing. You know, I said it then, and I said it now. And after seeing all this, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. You know, the fact that they had to on Saturday. I know that the weather played a small part in it. You know, everyone was trying to find cover, and that's where, you know, the hills and the mudslides, and, you know, these guys everyone just, you know, falling all over the place. You know, a big part of it was the alcohol too, and why these guys were acting like idiots and just falling. But the fact that they had to shut down, you know, alcohol sales, that they had to close the gates, you know, for people's safety, you know, for the police, for the fans. I mean, it's crazy, you know. But you know what? The fans, yeah, they could have been better and acted a little bit more responsible. But you know what? Shame on the PGA. This is all of the PGA, man. The black eye is on the PGA, man. Okay? It's all they're for. You know, on their never-ending quest, okay, to keep up with Live Golf. Oh, you know what? Let's do it big. You know, the cool thing about the waste management and why everyone tuned in and it was so cool was hole 16, right? Hole 16. right? Everyone just kind of waited, and you had fun, and it was kind of the designated party hole, right? And people went kind of crazy or whatever, and it was fun. And then boom, you went right back to what it is, a professional event, a tournament, right? Where these guys are competing for points, they're competing for millions of dollars, and that's what they're there for. Okay. So last year, I remember the PGA putting out a report where they had record sale, right? Record alcohol sales. These guys is all about money. So then now that Live has taken some of their shine, right? And continues to take their shine. They're like, well, this is the one event where, we can probably, retain some of these, our fans, or let them know that, hey, we can party, just like Live does. Live just, man, they just play music, and you never see any of this craziness, So the fact that they allowed it to get this way, okay, and the fights that were going. I mean, the videos that just keep circulating of the fights, and the people just. I mean, I'm surprised that there aren't more reports of alcohol poison or people getting seriously hurt. You have a lot of people that were there and talking about how ridiculous it was. Even people that probably party and enjoyed it. It was like, man, this was just like too much. And you see it on social media, right? The back and forth. You have a lot of people defending, the tournament and how fun it is. And what's so fun about dudes getting wasted and acting stupid? I don't get it. I saw one video of this huge guy, right? The guy must have been about over 300 pounds, right? Took off his shirt, slid down the hill, right? On his knees, got up all muddy, took beer, and two guys were screaming at each other. Okay, so what now? What was so cool about that? Seeing a grown man sliding down a hill, and then two dudes screaming at each other. Oh my God, this is the coolest. This is what's so cool about it? What is it? Idiot. So now you're gonna walk around wet, dirty, and people like, hey man, great job, man, great job. Get out of here. I wanted to see more, what probably the majority of the people there were doing, right? Was meeting up probably with friends and having a good time and showing videos and maybe taking videos. I saw a lot of that. Shout out to Ryan at Buttercut's podcast. He had a lot of great videos of different people there. The DOD King and just different guys. Just taking videos. Those are the things that I wanted to see. I wanted to see more of that. People having fun and enjoying themselves, but it was overtaken by the just nonsense, and just ridiculousness of the alcohol and just it was bad. I mean, it was bad, and now what do you do now? Now you go back and you have to rethink, right? What do we do next year? You know what? Very simple. Just go back to hole 16. That was the cool part about this tournament. That's what made me say, you know what? I don't mind going there and not sitting in the stands or being in the stands, but being a spectator and on the outside watching what's going on. I don't mind that, and then going in and enjoying the rest of it. And again, listen, guys, I'm not knocking. You do whatever you want to do, okay? This is my point. This is just my opinion and my point of view. There was a lot of people on social media expressing their opinions, and you have people just, jumping all over them, oh, you're soft, and this. No, man, that's their opinion. If they feel like it wasn't fun, it wasn't safe, then let them, say that. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, So anyway, the PGA has a lot to think about. How do they clean this up? I honestly, it's very simple. Don't think about it too much. Just, limit the alcohol. The crowds were just way too much. They were just way too big. and the amount of alcohol that they were selling. So, big crowds, a lot of alcohol, you're going to have a lot of craziness. So you tone that down, go back to 16, being, the designated party hold, and that's it, man. Just leave it there and have a great event. All right. I'm super excited. I'm getting ready for my vacation, coming up soon. I'll have some great video and some great content coming out. Super excited about that. It's a getaway / golf trip. So, I won't say too much of where I'm going and what I'm doing. So, you guys will be seeing it, being leaked out little by little, and having some great content. So, stay tuned for that. And like I said, some of the partnerships that are coming up that I'm about to announce. Some giveaways. I haven't done a giveaway, so stay tuned for that. And my off-season workouts trending very well, very well. I feel good. Keep dropping some lbs, getting strong. I think this year it's going to be a game changer, like I said at the beginning. So I'm definitely looking forward to that and the results. All right. So hopefully my handicap goes down, my game gets better, more consistent scores, and more meetups, and being able to play. I actually spoke to someone today that we follow each other, planning on making a trip, and to where he's at, and filming some content up there. So I'm super excited about the season and what's to bring. All right. Anyway, as always, guys, thank you for your support, being kind and subscribing and liking and commenting as always. All right. Thank you so much. God bless. Peace.